Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Fry Plantain, and today we're going to be talking about Tony Hinchcliffe's latest comedy special that debuted on Netflix yesterday, or I believe maybe 2 days ago. Yes, it's taken the internet by storm, and not in a positive way. I mean, a lot of people are losing their minds over it. They're saying it's the worst bloody comedy special they've ever seen. They're saying Tony Hinchcliffe sucks as a comedian, and it blows my mind because only a month ago people were singing his praises for the Kevin Hart roast. Well, people who are not on the left were singing his praises for the Kevin Hart roast. Even Kevin Hart himself said Tony Hinchcliffe completely decimated the scene and did a terrific job on the bloody Kevin Hart roast. So it blows my mind that things seem to have shifted in the matter of what, 3 to 4 weeks? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I dropped my review of Tony Hinchcliffe's comedy special a day or two ago, and I was just being honest. I broke it down. I was watching it live reaction. I had to edit it, unfortunately, because of YouTube guidelines and copyright and all of that. And I was just being honest. I was just breaking it down. I must admit, I do see where a lot of people are coming from. For a man who sits on a bloody chair week in, week out, judging other lesser comedians who are just starting out, for him to just be walking up and down that stage and deliver some very tepid, mediocre jokes is a bit, it's a bit disheartening. It's like, what the hell? Tony Hinchcliffe? You're supposed to be the guy. In this video, we're going to be checking out the reactions, because reactions are, honestly, the reactions kind of blow my mind. Even on Reddit, his own fan base seems to be turning against him. They seem to be turning against him. I don't get it. His own people do not like his comedy. It blows my mind. So today we're going to be checking out the Kill Tony subreddits. We're going to be checking out different videos, and we're going to try to come to terms with this reaction, because I gotta admit, it's kind of blown my mind. I was doing some general browsing this morning, and I came across this. So did anybody like the special? I would say I'm 300% less cynical than the average person on this subreddit. The average person on this subreddit hates everyone and everything. I'm not like that, but I hated the special. See, this is a perfect example of an individual who clearly is a fan of Tony Hinchcliffe, but even he's disappointed. Wow. I haven't seen backlash like this in a minute. Like, even me, in my video, I gave it a 4 or 5 out of 10. Some people are saying giving it a 2. Some people are giving it a 3. Some people are just saying it's straight up bad. I don't understand. I don't understand this fan base. It blows my mind. Yeah, same boat. I actually didn't go in wanting to hate it, but I don't know. It was very strange. He told 5 jokes, and the rest was oddly bad crowd work. That was another thing I did actually mention in my review, but I cut it out because otherwise the bloody review would have been so long, and I figured people would have been bored. I touched on the fact that he was doing crowd work within the first 20 minutes. It did seem kind of strange. It did seem because you don't tend to see that in comedy specials. Someone actually stated that Tony thinks he's bloody Dave Chappelle, because Dave Chappelle does kind of do that. He walks up and down the stage. He's very relaxed. He's very calm. And I feel like Dave Chappelle has earned his stripes. He can do that because he's bloody Dave Chappelle, one of the greatest comedians out there. Both people on the left and the right would agree that Dave Chappelle is one of the GOATs. And it seems like Tony must think he's one of the GOATs, because he just seemed very relaxed. He wasn't really telling any powerful jokes or anything like that. He was just walking up and down that stage. I did notice him doing that a lot. I feel bad for Tony. He'll do better. I think it was hubris. He just wasn't really prepared. That's just my opinion. Yeah, I think he was prepared. I just believe that in recent years, the Kill Tony franchise has exploded. People love Kill Tony. Kill Tony is a bloody, it's so popular. The show's so popular. It rakes in millions of views. A lot of people cannot do that. A lot of podcasts cannot do that. Even Joe Rogan's podcast, nowadays, I guess it is, but sometimes Joe Rogan is not reaching the numbers that bloody Kill Tony is reaching. He's become a little too settled in his ways. you know, because he knows people are going to tune in regardless. He believes he's going to bring in numbers. He believes he's won the game, essentially. And I think that's partly why the special didn't seem to pack a punch. You know, when you're rich and successful, you stop trying. That's just reality. And of course, you see Dave Chappelle do the same thing. He walks up and down. He's just very. But even Dave Chappelle has a show. Dave Chappelle is not just wasting time doing crowd work. He prepares his bloody show. You know what I mean? So if bloody Dave Chappelle can do it, why can't, you know, Tony Hinchcliffe do it? I don't know. I'm a regular Kill Tony viewer. My dog also recently passed away. Rest in peace. Being obviously depressed, I like to seek out comedy. So when I watched the Kill Tony episode this week, it lifted my spirits. So I was looking forward to watching this comedy special with Tony. I have to say that I didn't find it all that funny. In fact, it sort of made me feel a bit down as a result. That's crazy. That's crazy. I actually didn't mind it. I wasn't hysterically laughing, but I did chuckle a decent amount and remained interested the whole time. From the comments I've seen, I don't understand the extreme hate. I agree there was a weird vibe at times and maybe some longer pauses that was not needed, but I mean it was pretty on par with Tony's style. I don't know what people are comparing it to. It's not like a Shane Gillis or others that make you laugh uncontrollably. And I want to rewatch it, but I wouldn't say it was an hour of my life I'll never get back. So this person is not as aggressive as some other viewers or fans. You know, he's trying to say it was so. Generally, people do seem to be having very negative, you know, opinions on this bloody special. I mean, there are a few fans here and there that don't mind it, but generally it's like, for a lot of people, it's the worst bloody special they've seen all year. And it just goes on and on and on, guys. It just goes on and on and on. I've never, it's been a while since I've seen something like this. It's been a while. How do you go from people loving Tony one week and then completely despising it? I just don't get it. Make it make sense, guys. And here's another thread. There's another bloody Netflix thread. Tony's Netflix special. How do y'all feel? I feel like it was so mediocre. Ironically, I'm certain that several of Kill Tony's regulars would have a way funnier special. FYI, there are already 200. That's what I'm saying. People are going on and on about this. They keep on making more and more threads about this. It's crazy. We didn't need another post about it. Couldn't gauge sentiment from the others. It sucked. I didn't laugh once. It felt more like a TED talk than a comedy special. Exactly. I mean, he was walking up and down the stage. He just kept on talking to the people. And of course, I mentioned this in my review. There was this one Asian man that just looked so angry. He just looked so angry. And to be honest, when I think about it, I'm not entirely sure he was like Asian in the traditional sense. I think he might have been, he looked kind of Native American, maybe. He could have been anything. He could have been Native American, Asian, who knows? But he was so pissed off. It literally could have been a number of things. He could have just been really stoned. And you know, sometimes you get really stoned, you can't even talk properly. Or he could have just been really pissed off by Tony Hinchcliffe. It might have been another one of those things where the bloody, you know, event organizers want certain people to be up front at the stage, very close to the stage and Tony Hinchcliffe, because you know how it is with these bloody comedy specials. They want all the good-looking people or the interesting-looking people to sit up at front. So just in case the performer decides to interact, it's very interesting to the viewers at home. It could have been one of those things. They figured, you know, there's been some contentious, you know, situations in the past with Tony Hinchcliffe and Asian Americans. So maybe they figured, there might be something interesting. If we put this guy up at front, maybe something interesting is going to happen. And quite frankly, a lot of people are talking about it. So maybe it was a good thing to put him up there. But clearly, he didn't want to be up there. He didn't want to be sitting that close to him. I remember at one point, the guy started clapping his hands and saying, yeah, enough of that garbage. Time to fuck off. He was literally applauded. Time to move away. So as you can see, it's just thread after thread after thread of people just saying the special was garbage. Here you have another thread that's focusing on, again, on this guy. And his face was just, oh wow, man! I see that much, like I don't want to say it's anger, but it's more like just you disgust me. He has that face of you disgust me. You're trash. You're not a good person. I don't know. I don't know what it was. Like, it was very cringy. I literally did the same thing as this woman. Oh wow, it's just getting lower and lower and lower. 3.1, 598 votes. Jeez Louise. So basically, how many people gave it a 1? Oh, I have to sign in for that. But yeah, 3.1. Who knew Gringo Pappy was a masterpiece? I think when they say Gringo Pappy, they might be referring to Brendan Schaub. This has to be one of the worst comedy specials in existence. 75% of the way through, I started asking myself whether this could even... Yeah, I have to sign in for that, unfortunately. 12-year-olds are going to love this. Immature, boring, lazy humor, so much fluff, and expressions taking up half the special. The crowd work was weak and just degrading. Yeah, worst one yet. I think this is the new all-time worst comedy special. There are no jokes. Tony seems bored or on opioids. His energy and timing are trash. It's pretty bad, to be honest. I really had high expectations for one of the head honchos of crap talking, but man, it just isn't funny like at all. I think I laughed once. It's pretty bad, to be honest. Slow, no effort. So people despise it. People despise it. Now, I wanted to talk about this. 13 hours ago, Story Wars, we all know. The show hosted by Louis J. Gomez and Big J. Okerson. Very popular show. I've watched it from time to time. It's not so bad. Not so bad. It's not really my cup of tea, but it's not so bad. And yeah, this episode dropped a few hours ago, 13 hours ago, and I believe it was filmed during the Netflix Is It a Joke festival. And I want you guys to listen to this bit. And, once this bit plays, I'm going to share my thoughts. Let's do this.
I once made fun of what I thought was a poor black man in the audience. Turns out he was one of the biggest rappers in the world.
Oh, I think I was at that show.
Yeah, Tony's a roast comic. He's racist.
I love it. Pick me.
So it's very interesting that Lewis would say that, right? It's very interesting. Obviously, it's comedy, right? He's being humorous, but the fact that you joke about, like, everyone knows who Tony Hinchcliffe is. Even Lewis is saying it.
I love it. Pick me.
He doesn't
Pick
know
me.
rap.
And now I think it's you, Lewis, because you're the one that jumping on the
It could be
low-hanging
Lewis.
fruit.
Maybe.
It's not me. I would know. I listen to rap music, believe it or not. I was born and raised in an all-black neighborhood.
I'm trying to think. Kurt Metzger had the thing where he was going at a guy, and it turns out it was Joe Budden.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. But were you on that show?
I listen to rap. I know Joe Budden was one of the best presidents we ever had.
True that. True that. Guy ended slavery.
And then our friend Rocco, right here in LA, didn't get stabbed in the neck with a bottle by one of the guys from Onyx.
Onyx, fucking Sticky Fingers.
Sticky Fingers stabbed him in the neck with a bottle.
What a fucking Sticky Fingers rules still.
Yeah, dude. I would rather hang out with Sticky Fingers than Rocco.
Sticky Fingers almost rules for that.
Yeah. I'm getting a Tony Hinchcliffe vibe.
You've had
Tony came up here in LA, lots of rappers, lots of musicians. He's a roast comic, goes at the audience.
You're not listening. I actually know rap music. Like, that's my thing. It gives me energy. I'm actually thinking Bert Kreischer, who gets to perform in front of a lot of big people, a lot of big shows, a lot of like Super Bowl, like the big things, right? Big events. There's rappers there. I don't think you know who they are. I think it's Bert Kreischer. And that's why I'm typing in Bert Kreischer.
Tony's voting very early. He's freaking out right now.
I voted early for Big J, too, and I was right about that.
Audience can't see it, but there is an oddly placed unnecessary comma in this fucking story. I once made fun of what I thought was a poor black man in the audience. Turns out, comma, He was one of the biggest rappers in the world. Turns
Nobody
out-
on this
is a
panel
properly
knows how to
used-
use a comma.
I know that's not how you use it.
That is a properly used comma in that situation.
Oh, Tony can't even let it go.
Oh,
It's so
shit.
Tony. He's defending the comma.
Motherfucker.
I
that
think
really
that's
made me
well
was
written.
Tony.
And that's why I wouldn't say that it's well written if it was me. Would I?
People are gonna tear this place down. Everyone knows it's Tony. Clap your hands if you think it's Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah, go with
right.
them. Go with them.
That's all
Go
I
with
needed
them.
to know.
I'm calling ICE right now.
That's all I needed to know.
Son of a bitch.
Our audience is smart. They're perceptive. Tony Hinchcliffe is
You
the
guys-
That's all I needed to know.
Did I tell this on a podcast? Sorry. Did I do it on Story Wars?
No.
It was on Bert's podcast. Oh my God, it was.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Lock it in, Jay. I'm such a. I really smoke too much pot. I don't give a fuck. So yeah, you got me.
Alex, I think we all know the answer. Whose story was this?
Story number 6 belongs to Tony Hinchcliffe.
I had to do this shit last second. I wrote it in 5 minutes, so my 3 stories. This is bullshit. I didn't think there would be this kind of crossover.
I thought it was at that show. You told it to me?
Yeah. Yeah, it happened.
Where this
Son
was
of
here.
a bitch.
This was here at the Comedy Store.
No, it was at an all-black, the Real Black show in town at a movie theater at Hollywood and Highland. Any of you guys ever been there? Yeah, I didn't think there was going to be much crossover. Anyway, it was the time, 2000 whatever, fucking 13 or 14, biggest like black show. I mean, as black as it gets. And I was that white guy that would go there and fucking they go, oh shit, he doing it. You know what I mean? I'm like that guy. So, yeah, there was a guy that stood up. I did a Michael Jackson joke. He goes, nobody, you're not allowed to fucking talk about Michael Jackson like that. And it was this tall, lanky black guy, real skinny, sunglasses with what looked like a fake, like cheap grill. I'm like, look at you with your tinfoil ass grill, you broke piece of shit. And the crowd's so into it. They're literally going, oh, because I had no hesitation. I'm just grilling this poor black guy that's just like out of line to me. He doesn't know who the fuck I am, right? But everyone in the crowd knew that it was A$AP Rocky, and I had no idea. And I had to go straight to a gig here.
You are, you are mad. You are mad. A$AP Rocky, bro. How do you not know who A$AP Rocky is? That's crazy. That's crazy. Even if you don't know about rap or hip hop or music at all, you should know that he literally married to one of the biggest pop stars of all time, Rihanna. Are you alright, mate? Are you seriously alright? Do you need some help? Do you need some bloody help? Because I'm telling you, you don't seem to know much about anything, do you? You don't seem to know much about anything. That's crazy to me. That's absolutely diabolical. And even if you don't like A$AP Rocky, A$AP Mob, that whole scene, you have to, for me personally, I always thought A$AP Rocky was a fashionable individual. So to be dissing the guy, not realizing that he is one of Harlem's greatest in terms of like fashion and style, that's mind blowing. I am befuddled. I am befuddled. I am flabbergasted. My mind is literally spinning. Literally spinning. Shiza.
Right after that, so I'm driving here, and my phone starts ringing. I get a call from my manager who goes, did you just roast the hell out of A$AP Rocky? But I had to leave there so fast that I had no fucking idea. No one was like, dude, you just did that A$AP Rocky. So I found out 3 minutes later on a phone call while speeding for a spot here. And I mean, again, I really am a huge rap fan, and I had no idea that it was A$AP Rocky.
Nah. That's insulting now. How are you? How are you a huge rap fan and you don't know that was A$AP Rocky? It's like saying I'm a fan of Michael Jackson and I don't know bloody Beat It. I don't know Thriller. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It's like saying, you know, I love football, but I can't name any of the top football clubs. It's like, I don't know about Arsenal, Manchester United. I don't know any football clubs. I love football, but I know shit about football. I love rap, but I know shit about. Come on, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Huh? You're just chatting garbage, mate.